Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. After a year off because of the pandemic, fairs and field days have returned to Vermont this summer. This Friday marks the kickoff to the state's largest fair, the Champlain Valley Fair in Essex Junction. The fair will offer, as it always has, agriculture, education, and entertainment. While those things have been put on hold for over a year, the fairgrounds have been anything but dormant. In 2020, it served as the state's largest COVID testing facility, and more recently, tens of thousands of Vermonters received their vaccination at the expo, including the very first vaccinations to frontline healthcare workers from the UVM Medical Center.
On December 15th, the University of Vermont Medical Center administered the first vaccines in the state to frontline healthcare workers and first responders. 2 days later, the UVM Health Network opened a vaccination clinic at the Champlain Valley Exposition, converting a massive COVID-19 field hospital built by the Vermont National Guard into the first large-scale vaccination clinic in the state. The community rallied around the clinic, with both state and local partners doing whatever they could to help get as many people vaccinated as possible.
The first couple weeks were amazing. People laughing, smiling. People that just a month or two earlier, you saw fear on their faces when they were responding to EMS calls. Being there when they're getting their vaccination, you can actually just, huge weight lifted off your shoulders.
It's been a tremendous effort over the past few months to think about what we've been able to accomplish, vaccinating hundreds of thousands of Vermonters in no small part due to the efforts at the Essex Fairgrounds.
What are you looking forward to the most after you get vaccinated?
Getting together with my granddaughters. It's been over a year.
Our board of directors from day one is whatever's needed, whatever we need to do. And to hear the numbers of vaccines that are being administered here are just overwhelming. You know, we as an organization are proud to be able to play a part in the state's recovery from this pandemic. The efficiency is tremendous.
Tim Shea, the Expo's executive director, joins us now via Zoom. Good morning and afternoon, and thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you.
So we're going to look ahead to the fair, which begins on Friday. But first, let me ask you to reflect on the past year. You know, the pandemic support shown in the video when you were set up as a hospital, you did all that testing and vaccinations, which I experienced. It was fabulous. You also had food giveaways. You had school graduations. You have experienced a lot. How'd you do it?
Well, it was a team effort for the events that you mentioned, starting with a testing site back in March of 2020. Running through about this time last year. I think we administered about 12,000 tests here at CVE. We looked at it as our role in the community. When this situation occurred, our board of directors, as I mentioned in the video, said, you know, what can we do? Whatever we need to do to work together as a community to put this behind us. It happened at the same time that our business model was really falling apart in front of us. We're in the business of mass gatherings, mass events, but we knew that in order to get back to our traditional business, we had to help as best we could.
And from a health and safety perspective, what about the fair? Will fairgoers notice anything different this year?
You know, I think it'll be a little bit different. We are certainly following the current state and CDC guidelines as far as requirements. Masks we recommended indoors, and we'll be, following our cleaning protocols as we always do. But I think for the most part, the fair will be what people remember it to be. And I say that having seen a few fairs occur in Vermont already and other parts of the country. They've been very successful, they've been safe, and people have enjoyed themselves.
Absolutely. So after a year off from the fair, what are you looking most forward to?
I think seeing the smiles, the laughs, the families out enjoying Vermont entertainment, getting outdoors, and remembering the great experiences, the good fun they have at the Champlain Valley Fair.
So I imagine it's an enormous amount of planning that goes into a successful fair. How does that work?
Yeah, it always is with the fair. This year is a bit different. It's interesting. It's kind of like we talked internally about the momentum of moving a boulder. When you got that momentum stops, it's that much harder to get it going. So we're fine. We're on track to open this Friday rather. But it's a tremendous effort of staff and volunteers to make the different departments work, offering from ticketing to parking to maintenance to the agricultural exhibits. It's a true team effort, and we couldn't do without our volunteers.
Terrific. And there's always something for everybody, including a variety of concerts and shows. What do you have planned for the grandstand?
Yeah, the grandstand will be a bit different this year. We book a lot of our entertainment typically in a December, January, February time leading up to the fair. And we knew there was a lot of uncertainty if we were able to have 7,000 to 8,000 people together in a concert. So we made the decision not to have any big national touring acts in the grandstand. We just couldn't take that financial risk. So what we will be doing is our motorsports, as we always do, demo derby, figure eight. We have a motocross show and monster truck in the grandstand. On the other nights, we are tribute bands. So they portray artists. And what's great this year, the tribute bands are free with your fair admission. So we have a Michael Jackson and ABBA night on opening Friday night. It's not them, but it's a tribute to them. And I think folks will enjoy it. And again, it's the grandstand shows are free with your fair admission. And then motorsports, like they always have, you buy your tickets for those. So we're excited about it. Something different. And we've gotten good reaction there. And I think it will add value to the fairgoer's ticket that they can go into the grandstand and watch the concerts.
Yeah, that's terrific. So the Vermont's Fair and Field Days, of course, have their roots in agriculture. How will agriculture be part of today's fair?
Fair started, because of agriculture, and we have a robust programming in our agricultural exhibits, cattle barn, rabbits, right on through. We're expanding our pig display or exhibit this year, so we're excited about it, and it's a part of the fair that we, for oftentimes is our guests' only time to learn and be exposed to agriculture here at the fair. So we're looking forward to them experiencing it once again.
Yeah, those giant pumpkins, among everything else. I love those exhibits. And as regular viewers of Across the Fence know, the past year in 4-H has been quite different because of the pandemic. Is 4-H returning to the fair this year?
They are. They were not able. They typically have a number of events here during the 10 days of the fair, and they'll be here. One 4-H event that's not reoccurring this year is the horse show that takes place the second Saturday. I think it's a timing programming issue, so the horse show will not take place this year. I'm confident it'll be back next year. But other than that, the 4-H programming will be in place.
Okay, terrific. And of course, there are thousands of animals at the fair and people. How do you keep animals, people, and all of that safe and healthy as a priority?
Yeah, great question. Our different departments have superintendents and volunteers that run those departments, and they are experts in those fields. And they are with the animals day in, day out, and with the owners of the animals, ensuring that they are well cared for, safe, and that the public is safe when viewing these animals. Because it is fun to get up close to the animals there, and we want to make sure it's in a safe manner, and we ensure that with the good work of our superintendents and volunteers.
Right. And would you say that you have most of the animals that you usually will be there? Are people backing off, or are they, yes, will be there as usual?
Yeah, no, we're getting great response, and we anticipate having the level of animal exhibits that we've had in years past.
Okay, terrific. And it seems that the superintendents and volunteers at the fair are very knowledgeable and no doubt a critical part of your success. So tell us a little bit about their role.
Yeah, the superintendents are the department heads of the various parts of the fair, and we talk internally as our full-time staff. Without the superintendents and the volunteers, there would not be a fair. They work tirelessly. You may see them during the 10 days of the fair, but the behind-the-scenes work that the superintendents do, from building their programming, bringing in exhibitors, the competitions that occur, it's just the passion they have for the fair fuels all of us, because they've been, many of them have been doing it for years and years. Their friends, their family come in and volunteer, and it again, without superintendents and the volunteers, there would not be a fair. So we're very grateful for their time and effort.
Was it challenging to get those volunteers and superintendents?
No, we've had, for the most part, they're all returning. We have had a couple folks, express concern that they, because of a family issue, they may not participate this year. But overall, we've had very good turnout this year with our volunteers and superintendents.
Terrific. And what's the difference? Are superintendents also volunteers?
No, our superintendents, they are paid. They receive a stipend for their work. It's a modest stipend. Again, they do the work because of the passion they have for the fair. So no, superintendents are paid, and then and some of our staff in the departments are paid as well. But we do have a number of volunteers too.
Okay, so before we go, I want to make sure that everybody knows how to get in touch and find out about the fair. We want to highlight the fact that the Champlain Valley Fair kicks off this Friday, August 27th. It runs through Sunday, September 5th. For more information, including advance tickets, you can go to the website on your screen or call 802-878-5545. That's 802-878-5545. Tim, it's great having you on. Are the hours pretty much the same as they have always been?
They are. We opened on Friday, the 27th at 3 p.m. All other days we open at 10 a.m.
Okay, and you go late into the evening.
You'll
have all those the carnival stuff too as well.
Yeah, the rides go till about 11 o'clock at night.
Okay. Well, this is very exciting. We wish you continued good luck. And before I let you go, just the way that the fairgrounds have been used, are you still on call for using the fairgrounds in these unusual ways? And did you take much of a hit when there were all these things you had to cancel, like over 200 programs you had to cancel for this year?
Yeah, it was certainly devastating to our financial model last year. We laid our staff off, cut capital projects, on a number of things to kind of get through. I expect we'll always be in standby mode, and I think it reminded the community the important role the Champlain Valley Expo plays beyond entertainment and events. When the community needs resources like we have, I think it reminded folks the value, the role we play in the community.
Well, we thank you for your service and the service of the Expo. Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.